Can you believe in something that hasn't been proven scientifically? We live in a culture right now that has an infatuation with science. But is it right to say that science is the only way that we can know things? And many times people say this with this ulterior motive to show you that, well, because science is the only way you can know things, you can't really know that Christianity is true or that the Bible is true. You can do what you want and you can be confident in it or whatever, but it's not really something you can really know. And you can't judge anybody else by these religious standards that you have over here. But is that really true? I don't think so. I think there are a lot of other ways that we can know things and that we actually do know things. And many of these are more certain and I can be more confident in than the things I know through science. So I want to look at a few of the other ways that we know things and show that it's not science that's the only way to know different facts about reality. And also that because we know a lot of things in different ways, it can give us confidence that we actually know that Christianity is true or that the Bible is true. So let's take a look. So our first type of knowledge that we have is what I would call hardwired knowledge. So it is certain things that we can't not know. So these are going to be things like logical truths or some of our basic mathematical truths. But one that's really applicable to all of us is moral truths. So there are many, many moral truths that you know to be true, and you can't not know them. We all know them. All right, the second type of knowledge that we have is sense perception. So we know a great many things by being able to interact with our five senses with the material world around us. And in many ways, science is built off of this sensory knowledge. So we can see things and know what they look like. We can smell things, we can touch things, we can taste things, we can hear things, and we gain knowledge about the world around us through our sensory perception. Another form of knowledge is intuition, or what some people have called tacit inference. And what this basically means is there are certain things that you know, but maybe you can't explain fully how you know them to be true. So you could know someone is telling the truth or is being generally honest with you, but you may not be able to explain why that is the case. So many women out there have intuitions about other people. So anyone who's married can probably attest to the fact that their wife has at some point said, hey, there's just something about this person I don't like. And usually those intuitions turn out to be right. And what's happening is they're picking up on certain mannerisms or speech patterns or whatever that there's something off, and they just haven't been able to make this explicit. All right, our fourth form of knowledge is inference. So this is a big one. Science rests upon inference in that we make observations or we have intuitions, we see certain things, maybe we have some hardwired knowledge that we know, maybe we've experienced some things, and then we draw inferences from it. So there are certain things we know here that we're real confident in, and because of those, we can infer other things to be true. Okay, a fifth form of knowledge is experience. So there are some truths that I can't really know them to be true until I have experienced them. So a good example of this is riding a bike. I can know all of the mechanics about how a bike works, about how you pedal on a bike to make it go forward and how you have to use your balance and so on and so forth. But I don't actually know how to ride a bike until I get on and do it myself. There's an experiential knowledge that makes me more intimate with what it means to actually ride a bike. Okay, the last form of knowledge that we have is authority. So we know a great many things on the authority of someone else telling us. So you go to school and you learn from textbooks, or maybe if science is your thing, you're reading papers or peer-reviewed journals or whatever it is. But a lot of in fact, a great majority of the things that we believe are on the authority or testimony of someone else. Hey, this is a reliable witness, or this is a reliable expert in this particular field. And we base our knowledge on those authorities. Now, how does all of this relate to whether or not Christianity is true, or whether you can know Christianity to be true? Well, I think first of all, it shows us that science is certainly not the only way we can know something. And when you combine a lot of these other types of knowledge, you can begin to investigate religious claims, and specifically Christianity, using some of these other forms of knowledge. So we can experience the world and we can draw inferences from it. We can go to the Bible and test its claims against reality. As we experience Christianity, we can see whether or not it makes good on its claims. We can look at the authors of the New Testament and see whether or not they're reliable witnesses to know whether or not they have the authority to tell us something on this or that issue. I think most importantly, we can go to the scriptures and see if this is a divine book, if we have good reason to believe this book is from God, then we can believe its claims on the authority of God himself. Because if he is the author of the book, we have all the reason in the world to trust his authority and to trust his claims. So don't be bamboozled by this idea that you can only know something from science. That's patently false, and no credible scientist worth his salt would ever claim such. There's a great many other ways to know things, and we have no reason to be uncertain or not confident about our Christian beliefs because of science.